Hi everyone. Hello. Friday Night Live again. How is everybody doing? I hope you're really well. Anyone that's just joining, it'd be really great if you could share this video, get my website out there, and see if you can share this video, get everyone involved. So I just want to talk quickly, well, not quickly because nothing's really quick with me. So for the next half an hour, I just want to talk about what I've experienced this past week. I think moving forward, I'm going to start just journaling what I'm experiencing every day, because in terms of ascension, short-term memory loss is definitely something I'm struggling with a lot. So I'm really struggling to remember what I'm going through and what I'm dealing with, even though we're clearing and we're doing a lot of the work really quickly, right? So everything that's coming up, we're clearing, we're letting it go, we're cutting it, we're moving on. So I am struggling a little bit to remember. So moving forward, I'll just journal what I've been going through, and then I'll bring it up for discussion on Friday. So this week, okay, so I don't know if anyone felt the shift that came in last night to begin with. That was pretty massive. I slept from 10:30 last night till 11:30 this morning. So I've had an immense amount of sleep, but I'm still dealing with a little bit of vertigo. I'm still dealing with a little bit of not restlessness, but a bit of I can't make a decision, right? But just trouble kind of bringing my body into 3D, into kind of deciding what to eat, what to do. I ended up taking myself to the gym for 45 minutes, which really helped. Really helped the gym. So it really helped kind of ground me and get some of that energy moving from this week, because this week's been a bit of a write-off as well, energy-wise. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was, and this is everything that I'm speaking about is pretty much everything that I'm going through, right? So everything that I'm experiencing, because we're all learning, right? We're all ascending. We're all trying to break free of our limiting beliefs. We're trying to break free of our judgments, how we talk to ourselves. So that's really huge for me, how I speak. I'm learning about something called the gene keys, and I'll talk about in another video, but it's basically, it's just genetics, right? It's all DNA. It's how we're and how our cell structure listens to us, and how when we were born, where we're placed at that time of our birth, pretty much dictates, our shadow and our light and our dark. But in particular, I've come from a very, not limited, but quite negative background. So it was always good to celebrate the good stuff, but there was also times where it was always, okay, well, if you do this, what could go wrong, what could go wrong, what could go wrong, not what could go right. So it's been very hard for me, even, almost at 40, to work out, how do I let go of that limited belief? How do I let go of everything is worst case scenario? How do I let go of everything's negative, right? How do I start changing that? And how do I stop coming from lack, which is, it's always for us as well, is like never having enough, and always holding on to things in the event that something happened. And that's very much, World War I and World War II, where our parents and our grandparents, they were always in survival mode, right? They were always in survival mode. So it was very much, watch what you have, make sure you don't waste it, watch where it's going to go, make sure you don't have enough. What if you don't have enough? And you're always worrying about what you don't have enough. So this week I've been trying to change my my abundance, always waking up in the morning, being grateful for what I have. I have a roof over my head, I have heating, I can afford my bills, I have a great paying job, I've got food in my belly, I've got food in my fridge, I've got coffee, I've got you know, I'm waking up and working through all our issues. So it's been very hard for me to stay in that level of gratitude all day. Like, it's good in the morning, I'm waking up and um, I'm being really mindful of what I'm grateful for, but I tend to lose sight of it towards the end of the day. I tend to lose track of it by the end of the day, or by the time I get home, I'm back to feeling, what if I don't have enough? How am I going to afford everything? What am I going to do with the business moving forward? Got renovations, I've got bills coming up. Like, I keep going into that. Am I making the right decision? Where am I going to pay for all of this and things like that? So it's a very big learning curve to not only just to be in the moment and to go with the flow, but to also not feel that you're limited, right? Not feel that you're limited, not feeling that everything you do comes from lack. And lack and manifestation are, from what I've been reading today, they kind of go hand in hand. And what I didn't realize about today is that you can't manifest if you're coming from a place of lack, right? If you're coming from a place of I don't have enough, the universe is like, well, you can't. You can't come from that. You have to come from abundance, and you have to come from love. You can't come from fear to manifest. And I was also having this conversation as well, with some people as well this week, like how we're manifesting, but how we're not holding on to the outcome. I can't see it. I don't know if anybody's here because I can't see your comments today. But anyway, that's all right. It'll work itself out. So for me, working out now how I'm going to manifest is how I'm going to come from a place of love. And I guess that's something that I'm just going to keep working through this week. It's going to take some time. It's not something that I'm going to try and limit on how long it's going to take me to do that. But I do really want to manifest some really big things, over the next 12 months. But to do that, I'm always scared of how I'm going to manifest that too, right? So I'm still working through a lot of fear. Ego is definitely it's definitely not making this situation any easier. It's not that I come from a lot of ego. I'm trying to be very conscious of when I'm coming from ego. Sometimes when it has to do with my car, I can be a little bit egotistical. That's the Leo. That's kind of how I am. I get a little bit like that. But the ego is definitely, I think it's definitely tied in with lack and with fear as well, right? It's never, the ego doesn't want us to be positive. The ego doesn't want us to move forward. The ego wants to kind of keep us limited. So it's about, a happy place, a happy medium between lack, between love, between light, between our shadows, between our dark, between our ego. So we're not only on ascension, we're learning how to be human again. We're learning how to be light beings. We're learning how to be love. We're learning how to be love. And for a lot of us, it's a big lesson. So next I want to talk about, so judgment as well, right? And ego. Come back to ego just quickly. We can make things harder, and it's not just ego, but sometimes we can make things harder than what they need to be, right? Sometimes we don't remember to step back and go, where are we making things more complicated? Where can we trust the universe? Where can we go more in the flow? Where can we learn where we can just relax our control or grip on some things, so that we can keeps going. So we can stop making things harder than what they need to be, because sometimes it's all about the drama and trying to make things bigger than what they need to be, and they don't really. Sometimes that just comes with awareness. Sometimes you'll learn to go, okay, well, I can't just be all judgmental on that, and I can't make things harder than what they need to be. Like, what are you missing? What's the lesson involved? So that also comes back to judgment. And something I read this week was, how are we creating the experience ourselves? And are we putting ourselves in a prison? Are we putting ourselves in an emotional prison? In a judgmental prison? Are we putting ourselves in an ego prison? Are we putting ourselves in a negative prison? Like, how are we blocking our growth? How are we stopping our growth? Are we spiritual bypassing our emotions? Are we just keep judging ourselves because we feel that that's all that we are if we don't judge ourselves, right? Is that something that can just be, we can just let go? And that also has made me think this week. It's like, well, how am I putting myself in a prison in terms of my future? Like, how am I, when I think about my future and what I want, how am I holding myself back? How am I pulling myself back, and how am I dimming my light and coming back to ego and coming back to fear and coming from a place of lack? Like, how am I putting myself in a prison? And I really am. I really struggle to break out of that prison and to do what feels best for me and how I feel guided, and you know, that I don't need to run my decisions by anyone. But it also means that if things don't go perfect, which is my Virgo ascendant, is, I want things to go perfect, and that can definitely make it harder for ourselves. So I guess for the next week, work out, where do you think you're putting yourself in a prison? All right, where do you think you're putting yourselves in a prison this week? So maybe just work on that and see how we go. What also has been coming up is, if anyone is online, just comment and let me know that you're here, because I'm just having trouble seeing your comments. But anyway, let me just see. It's just going to do something. Just 1 second. Okay. All right. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay. So another thing that's been coming up is wounds. We're releasing a lot of karmic. There is so much karmic ancestral wounds that we are clearing and clearing and clearing and clearing. Like, we're not just clearing stuff that we experienced since we were born. We're clearing things that our mothers went through. I cleared something this week that I had an experience with my mum, and I'm talking about 15 years ago. I had a fight with my mum, and that, I was sitting at work yesterday, and that thought came up, and I'm just like, wow, where is that coming from? Because, I had to forgive myself and forgive her for whatever she was going through, because I had no idea what she could have been going through back then. I don't know. She could have had some sort of trauma that she had. She could have been triggered. I don't know. But the way that I spoke to her and I lashed out at her was, I got all riled up as well. So, we're really, if you really have the awareness and you're paying attention, when things are coming up that are making you feel uncomfortable, or it's in a memory where you're hurt or you hurt somebody else, just forgive yourself, forgive that person, forgive the situation, and ask your guides to let it go. Ask your guides to cut that cord to that memory, replace it with love and replace it with light, and let it go and move on, because we're accelerating very, very quickly now to clear and clear. So there's a lot of feminine mother, and then there's a lot of masculine father wounds which are coming up, which we need to be really, if we are in this life now, it really is up to us to do the work to clear all that ancestral history, right? It's really important that we clear all those wounds, because it is, from Heather's point of view, your children can inherit those emotional blocks that could have happened 3 or 4 generations ago, right? So unless we're doing the work now, that stuff, all those wounds are just going to keep going, keep going, keep going. They're going to keep being inherited or absorbed into, the generations after us. And if we're really, firm on ascending, then we've got to let that shit go. We just got to really just do the work, let it go. But we're given opportunities at the moment for it to be done very, very quickly because of how quickly we're ascending, right? So take notice this week of, hi Diane. Take notice this week of the wounds that are coming up. Notice if they're feminine. Notice if they're feminine. So, mother, grandmother, aunt, female, cousins, female energy. If it's masculine, if it's male wounds, where are they coming from? Where can you forgive? Where can you forgive yourself? The most important thing is remembering to forgive yourself, even if you can't forgive the other person just yet or that situation. But forgive yourself for how, that you went through it, but also congratulate yourself that you got through it. You're here today to get through it, right? So a lot of wounds, victimhood. Victimhood is actually something that wow, I think I've been playing that tune for so long. Like, it's always like, woe me, why is this happening to me? Why am I still single? Why is nothing working out, right? And that means I keep going to the negative. I keep worrying about why is it not about me, when forgetting that we are one, right? That we are one with everybody. But it's also, sometimes it's never about me. Right, and then that's just, kind of being a bit selfish. But maybe it's never about me. Maybe it's more about the situation and the people that are involved. It's never really about me. And if I am, sorry, I got pins and needles in my feet. If I am falling into playing the victim, what's triggering that? What's causing me? What situation? What experience or what trauma have I experienced before that I'm actually feeling like I'm having to play the victim, right? Is it coming because I'm feeling neglected? Is it coming from because I'm feeling I need the attention? And granted, I have a Leo sun and a Leo moon, so we're all about, our Leo ascendants are very much look at me, but also don't look at me because I'm a Virgo. So I'm very much, I don't want to be showy, but it's also, that's ego, right? It's also very much, why do I even need to play the victim, right? Why am I wasting, and why are we wasting our energy on playing the victim? It's really just, it's a low vibration. It comes from ego, but really it comes from trauma. There is something that, either I've done in this life or the past life or a life before it where I've carried it through to this life. So I'm trying to be more conscious of where I can be victimhood. And sometimes, we're so caught up in the feelings and the emotions and the stress that we don't even realize till after. But if you have the awareness to go, hold on, wow, that was really, it's not the vibration that I want to be sitting at, or it's not really the life experience that I want to be, having. Where can I heal myself from? Having the awareness on everything that we do, even if it's after the fact, is still better than just going on blindly and just thinking that you're not doing anything wrong, you're not hurting anyone, you're not damaging anyone, you're not even damaging yourself, right? So this week, think about the wounds, female, divine feminine, divine masculine. Victimhood, is the victimhood coming from this life? Like, is it really stemming from this life? And it could just come from a past life, right? We are carrying so much trauma from past life that we don't even know where it comes from, which is a major thing. I'm also noticing, depending on how the energy goes, where the pain I'm physically experiencing, right? So sometimes before a shift, like we had a shift, I think it was earlier this week, and I've had probably some severe pain in my right wrist, right? So right is masculine and it's this life. Anything that pain is on your left side, it's feminine and it's past life. So I have had issues this week with masculine, with some male people, and that energy has retained itself in my wrist, but what it was actually asking was a lot of forgiveness work for, you know, past relationships or past experiences that had to do with why I was actually feeling like I was playing like the victim in that instance. So I'm noticing, you know, even up to the new moon, you know, our bodies are feeling very achy. Ascension symptoms, our bodies are feeling very achy. Our joints, I've had a lot of neck, right hip, wrists, digestion issues. Allergies haven't actually been too bad. Sinuses. At the moment, a lot of blurry eyes, like my eyes are really sore. They're almost like they're burning, which is an ascension symptom that I'm reading as well at the moment. So I noticed this week as well, you know, where our body is trying to physically release that pain, right? Where we're trying to physically release that pain, where is our body going, hey, there is a block here, how can you release it? So, you know, do your work this week, do your soul work this week, see where your pain's coming from. Okay, so ego, talked about that, wounds, ascension symptoms. So, you know, notice the ascension symptoms, you know, read up from Cosmic Gateway and Ascension Diaries. There's a lot of, you know, really great people at the moment that are, you know, that are really, you know, the way showers now. They're doing so much work to show us, the light workers or anyone that follows, how to, you know, how to move these energies, what ascension symptoms we could be feeling. There's so many different parts of our body that needs clearing, that, you know, our ascension symptoms are going to vary for a lot of people. It's not always going to be the same thing. So yeah, just be mindful of the ascension symptoms, pains in your body. Where can you release? You know, a lot of vitamins, salt baths are really good. Notice your diet, because sometimes, you know, our bodies will tell us to eat this or not eat that, or you know, not being able to digest things as soon as possible. So, the ascension symptoms are very common at the moment, and they'll continue to keep getting worse. June is actually going to be um, June's actually going to be a very powerful month in terms of energies as well. It's not going to be quite light, because we are coming up to solstice on the 21st. So solstice is a huge gateway. It's probably one of my favorite gateways for the year. It's like I see it as a restart, right? So it basically allows us to go, okay, well, the first 6 months of the year, wow, we've gone through so much. Let's clear it. Let's move on, and you know, let's start fresh again. So it's like the universe goes, you've grown and you've done so much work in the past 6 months. You know, the solstice is about burning. It's a gateway. It's light. It's sun. It's bright. It's full of energy. It's full of love. Like, use it as a tool to kind of burn what you no longer need moving forward for the remainder half the year, right? It's such an immense gateway. Like, it's just, I can't wait. I'm actually really, really looking forward to it. Other ascension symptoms is, you know, we are going to feel a lot of pressure, a lot of third eye pressure, sinus pressure, crown pressure. Our weight's going to fluctuate. It's going to go up. It's going to go down, especially once we do hit this gateway of the solstice. You know, June and July we'll be going into the fire sign, so it's even more potent, right? It's just, I can't even express how from July, how things are going to shift for us, right? From what I'm reading, July and the remainder of the year is going to be amazing. It's, you know, we're really getting asked to do the work between now and the 21st, to really work on ourselves, clear what we don't want to clear what can be clear ancestry, clear karmic, clear this life, be in this moment, and, you know, work through what you want to achieve for next year, and you don't, or the remainder of the year. It's all about the now. It's all about the now, but we are really under a lot of pressure to heal and to grow and to to forgive and to be at peace. And there is a lot of I've been around a lot of people this week, and it feels like sometimes I'm standing outside looking in, and it's just crazy, the drama. And they want to pull you into their drama. They want to use you as a distraction to pull you in as a drama. And I've almost lost friends over it this week. It's just, I won't go there with you. Like, I'll be here to guide you and help you, but we really have to do the work ourselves now. We really have to do the work ourselves, and it's painful and it's uncomfortable and it's hell, and it's, you know, and we think we will never get to the other side. But if we really just honor ourselves while we go through a rebirth, then we're going to be so much better for it at the remainder of the year. Okay, so that's pretty much it for me today. For those who are watching, we're next class is in 3 weeks for an online psychic and development class until I find space. So that'll be in 3 weeks. I think the next class is, okay, it'll be on the 26th. So classes are $25 for an hour and a half, and they're payable by PayPal. I'm going to start blogging a little bit more. It'd be great to get you onto, you know, the online class and get everyone chatting, and, you know, see how we can grow and how we can heal as a collective, right? So it's not just us. So we really would really love it if you guys can join me at the end of the month for the next class. Friday Night Lives, I'll try and do them as best I can depending on energy levels, and I'll see how I'm going. What else? Yeah, I'm going to try and get into some more blogs now that the moon is in Leo. I'm kind of feeling a lot of creative energy. So hopefully this weekend, I can knock out some really great blogs and, yeah, start posting, and, you know, let me know how you're going. Let me know how you're feeling. And, you know, healing sessions 101 are really great for now if you really want to integrate, you know, integrate and clear what you no longer need, to get your, you know, your body absorbing as much light. We are, you know, very much, the energy that's coming in is not just solar, it's gamma. Like, it is gamma, it's plasma. Like, our bodies are going from such dense energy to crystalline, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful crystalline light energy. But we really have to do the work between now and solstice to really clear anything that we no longer need, so that once we do get to the end of the month and we do get through the solstice gateway, that we're actually faring a lot better, right? We're actually dealing a lot better. But the energy will be no joke for the, you know, for June and July. Will really, it'll ramp up, and it will get, you know, we will we will get beat a little bit, but there's so much good to come out the end of it, right? There's so much good to come out of it. And, you know, to be more crystalline and to be more light and to hold less density means that we're lighter, means that we're happier, means we're coming from love. We're not coming from ego. We're coming from peace. We're being in the moment, and we're living life, right? We're living our purpose. So confusion is also something that's really huge at the moment. Don't stress too much. I think once we get to solstice, I think everything will make a lot more sense as well. So yeah, so one-on-one sessions are still available if you would like, as well as any other services. Just have a look on my page. Okay, lots of love. Bye.